The discrepant event that I'm doing is sticking together the cohesive properties of water. You will need a clear bottle with a lid, a plastic bottle, water, a push pin, a catch basin or a sink or a bucket, a funnel, and some paper towels for any kind of cleanup. So the first thing you're going to do is put your funnel in the bottle, and you're going to fill the bottle with the water. The water needs to be all the way to the top, because this is how you can make sure that it'll work. Then screw the lid on tightly. Okay, so I have some questions for you to answer. The first one is, what do you think will happen when small holes are poked into this water bottle?
When you poke a hole in it, the water's going to come out.
Why is it going to come out?
Well, everybody knows anytime you put a hole in something, whatever's inside leaks out.
But why would it leak out if I just put a hole in it?
Because then it has a way out, and there's more room outside than there is inside that bottle. And isn't the water pressing against the sides of the bottle? Wouldn't it be like a pressure to push the water out?
Maybe. Do you want to see?
Yes.
Okay, so let me poke the holes in it. So what happened to the bottle after the holes were added to it?
A little bit of water leaked, but not all of it, and it stopped.
Why did it stop?
I don't know. There's a hole in it. The water should come out. Does it matter how many holes you put in it?
It does not matter how many holes you put in it. So were you right in your prediction as in water would come out?
Sort of. But not like I expected, because I expected all of the water to leak out down to the hole, below the hole.
Yes. Okay, so if I loosen the lid on this, what do you think will happen?
I think it might leak through the holes, and maybe it will all come out all the way down to the holes until it's below the holes.
Okay. Why will it happen? Why do you think that all the water will come out till it's right here where the holes are?
Once it gets below the holes, it can't leak anymore, and I guess gravity's pulling it down.
So it should all come out through
Down,
the holes?
yes, through the holes. It should leak a stream of water through the holes and all pour out.
Okay, let's find out.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay, so I took it all the way off this time, but now if I tighten it, it stops.
Interesting.
No, it's still dripping, but...
But it's not coming out in a stream, it's just a little drip.
Yep. Now, if I just loosen it just a little bit, you can see that there's streams, but they're not all flowing at
There's
the
not
moment.
5 streams. There should be 5 streams if there's 5 holes.
They're flowing down the bottle. You can kind of see them. It's harder to see. But if you go and run your finger through the holes, you can't really tell all that great, but they kind of form one main stream that's coming down now. Now if I close it,
it stops.
It stops. What do you think will happen if I open it back up?
It'll do just like it did before. It'll come out just in a stream from each hole.
And a stream from each hole and not just one stream?
A stream from each hole, not just one.
Okay. So let me try doing that. Why is there's only one working, but it's still kind of going. You can see on the bottle if you look closer. But it's still hard to see. Only that one.
No, there's 5 streams.
Okay. Now, do you know why this happened? Why did the water come out in 5 streams, kind of, and then when I ran my finger across it, it went to 1?
Your finger is magic.
It's very much magic.
I don't know. Why does it go to 1 stream when you wipe your finger across it?
Well, there is this thing called cohesive bonds in the water molecules. And the molecules that are similar will bond together. But why are they not bonding when they're just coming out the first time? You see, they're just in 5 strings, but they're not in 1.
So
if they're cohesive, why were they not in 1?
So if they're cohesive and they're bonding together, they're in 1 stream.
Yes.
So why? Well, I don't understand why. I guess your finger makes them go into 1 stream.
The reason that they're in 1 stream is because rubbing them together makes them
Makes the water bond together.
So when I stop it and then kind of just make all the water go back in there, not really go back in there, but just away from the holes, it goes back into 5. And then once you close it, it stops and the water stays in there. The reason that it's not coming out in the 1 stream is because of the space between the holes. If that makes sense. And
yes,
the water pours through. Do you?
So it doesn't matter how many holes are in the bottle.
No. You want me to try another one?
Add another one. What if you add another one and make it a little farther apart?
It shouldn't matter. So let me see if I add another one. It just probably won't be as cohesive.
It won't be able to. Yeah, it won't be able to reach the stream.
So let's try that.
So now we have 7 holes.
Yes.
And they're all doing their individual thing.
They are. You can't really tell.
I can see them. They're all individual. They're just running down the side of the bottle.
And the water pressure is getting lower. Because the water pressure, or the pressure in this bottle is different, so it's trying to equal out. But you can kind of see that these the 6th one I added went into that 1 stream. But this one, the 7th one that's farther apart,
it's too far away.
It's too far away to be cohesive. This also works if you just squeeze the bottle.
Because you change the pressure.
Because you change the pressure from the inside of the bottle to the outside of the bottle. And it's trying to equal out. Can you draw for me a picture what just happened? Since you predicted what would happen, but can you draw me a picture of what actually happened?
And my prediction was all the water would drain through the holes until it was below the holes, until it got down to the level of the holes. Okay, now draw a picture.
Yes.
I can't draw very good.
That's okay. We're not artists. We're just kids. So, did they all come out in 5 streams?
They did at first.
Yes. So, how would you draw that?
Well, I would draw 5 streams of water coming out. And then I'll draw another bottle. With 5 holes. And they all go together.
and they form
one stream.
one stream.
I'm going to draw the lid off. But that way you know it's loose.
Okay. So did it matter if I had the lid on it completely or if I had it off? Like if it was loosened but it was still on it, or if I had it off?
It changed it if it was completely tight, but once you loosened it.
But if I had it like completely off, like if I just went and did this and took it all the way off.
It didn't matter.
It did not. You are correct.
Probably just changed the pressure when you loosened it, and it didn't matter if it was all the way off or not because the pressure was released.
Yes. So the air pressure inside the bottle, if I took it all the way off, it's just going to continue to go down until it's past the holes, like you said, because it's trying to equal out. But if there's no more holes for it to get through, then it can't leak. So what did you think of this experiment?
It was neat. It didn't do what I thought it would do because I thought all the water would leak through the holes until it was down to the level of the holes in the bottle. That's interesting. It had to do with the pressure.
I think that it's really different to think that even though I added 2 more holes, they were still cohesive except for the one that was farther away.
It just couldn't reach the others to be cohesive with those.
Because the space in the bottle and the space between the holes was too
larger.
great. So.
Because the 6th one went right in with the other 5.
Yes. Alright, that's it. Bye.